newsletter. Doug, another great job. You got some stuff in here I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around. Your feature story this week is about Bitcoin. What?
Bitcoin, yeah.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
up with that?
It's amazing. I ran across this, obviously, actually, out of a rag called High Country News.
Oh man,
Typically
don't even
yeah.
get me started on High Country News. What a bunch of left wing greeny weenies! That oh my god.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But I do touch base on that site every once in a while just to see what's going on. And here's an article I thought,
Oh
uh,
jeez.
I don't think most Americans understand the impact that Bitcoin processing takes on our environment. And, huntingfishing.com is an environmental and hunting fishing website. That's what we pay attention to. And processing Bitcoins, and I'll be honest, I don't really understand it in total. What caught my attention is they are huge power consumption plants, and they consume a lot of water. They do that to keep things cool. So not only are we taking energy out of our public's lap to supply these Bitcoins, we're also damaging our water supplies. So, here you go. It just, what little I read about this, Don, it just blows your mind as to how this is done and for what purpose. I can't grab it yet.
Doug, it's free enterprise for one thing. It's capitalism.
Well, okay.
It's called manufacturing, and it's the same process. See, what these guys do, they bitch, moan, and complain about everything on the planet except the fact that they're sucking up too much oxygen. They don't want to talk about that. So you can say the same thing about any other manufacturing plant. You want to talk about manufacturing? How about automotive? How about the production of steel, aluminum, all of these kinds of things? And everything else, plastic manufacturing plants, extrusion plants, this plant, that plant. Oh, my gosh. They find fault with everybody. They would be happy if we unplugged all the dams, turned off all the power plants, got rid of all the cars, including the electric cars, and they wouldn't be happy if we had the main source of transportation was a horse, because they burp and fart and create greenhouse gases.
Yeah.
They just bitch, moan, and complain. And quite frankly, I have not seen anything come out of that rag that's been worthwhile for a long time. They had some good points on salmon runs and this, that, and the other thing, and dwindling salmon populations. I get it, and we're working on it. But they're like the new Green Deal folks. They're a bunch of morons.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are driving what's happening in the Ukraine. This whole thing's about power, oil, energy. Energy's power. Energy's money. And you can't do what these guys are advocating and survive as a humanity. I mean, they want to go back beyond the Stone Ages. So, anyway, that's my two.
The only point
that's my 2 cents.
The only point I would make here, Don, is Bitcoins to the average person are not affordable. Right now, you got to spend, it's a little over $62,000 for a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Hello? Where's that advantageous to me as Joe Public? I can't afford one of those.
No.
I wouldn't even know what to do with the dang thing. You can't. Nobody honors them anywhere. So I buy silver.
This whole cyber currency or digital currency thing is a boy.
It's a rich man's world.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. Well, let's move on. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, I could spend all day talking about those jackasses.
I could too. Hey, if we look at some of the things going on around the country, um, up in Washington, there were more than 3.5 million salmon fry lost to a flooding event. Presume, and I didn't read it all, but there are a lot of rains up there, and what it did is it jammed up things with debris in the hatchery's water intake system. That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Oregon, there's a reward for $22,500 for information on a wolf poached on February 15th.
Bummer.
Now, yeah, that's one of the biggest numbers I've ever seen. The article itself, all right, goes on to say that most of these donations for rewards come from the left, the green side.
Of course.
Yeah, and that money, last time they had one of these, it was $50,000
Yeah.
in rewards. So they're really trying to punish. That's the wrong way to say this. I'm not in favor of shooting a wolf just for the hell of it, you know. But by the same token, the money involved here is just ludicrous, above and beyond
It
Call
is.
of Duty, you might say.
It is, and this is another group. And I don't want to single any one of them out, so I want to say all of these anti or pro woofers, let's call them that, fall in this category. They're like the high country news. They're taking up too much oxygen. They have a corrupt, fouled thought process. They don't give a damn about the environment. They don't give a damn about wildlife in general. All they care about is, the wolf. You know, what?
The wolf?
They have no
Don?
idea. None.
All they care about is donations.
They do. That's
Yeah.
all they do. Donate. They don't. It's like the Arizona Deer Association. Next weekend we're putting $2.6 million on the ground, and these guys, they haven't contributed $1.
Yeah.
Not of the PR money. They don't hunt. They don't fish. All they do is bitch.
Yeah, I agree.
The only reason we have conservation is because of the hunters and the angler. You look at the Pittman Robbins money. That is surcharges on sporting goods that we buy on,
Right.
The Dingle Johnson money is on the fishing side. That's why we have conservation. These guys don't do a damn thing.
Yeah.
They sue the government. They sell, like Center for Biological Diversity, bunch of corrupt bastards. They sue, they settle, and pad their pockets. And we can't, there's been FOIA requests on these guys on how much money they've extracted for the government. And the government doesn't even know. But it's in the millions and millions and millions and millions. So anyway,
Well, we could go on forever with
too bad about the wolf. They need to get the rest of them.
Yeah. In Georgia, state record hickory shad. We commented on the radio show about it. I don't even know what a hickory shad is, but it was 2 pounds and 10 ounces. So I guess that's a big fish for a shad. I don't know.
Wow.
Wyoming, black bear bait site renewal and is being reopened, and you can register for that. Now, the reason I put that in there, I thought, I remember baiting for black bears up in Canada, and I ever since that time, I thought, I don't know if that doesn't feel right to me, but it's permitted. So that's just my comment. Let's see.
The hickory shad is part of the herring family, so I would imagine they're probably edible with a a heavy cream cheese sauce, perhaps.
Yeah. So you can't taste it.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. A couple information type articles. The Share Lunker deal in Texas brought about a 17-pound, 6-ounce bass, which I thought was fairly huge for that
Yeah.
particular program.
That's that one we talked about last week with our buddy Barry Lewis back at Conroe. That was on OH Ivy Lake, and
Right.
pardon me, that lake in a month has brought nine fish over 12 pounds, including that 1706.
Well, this was one of, I guess there were 10 actually, largemouth bass caught in these weight categories. So that's a big, good lake, OHIV, yeah, I hear you. Informational type stuff. I also saw where Frankie Mueller took the tournament up on Lake Havasu. He's an Arizona resident, and he did that with 14 bass weighing 47 pounds and 4 ounces.
Wow.
Good for him. Good for him. That was a big, big catch. A couple of Second Amendment type stuff going on. New York court has ruled the NRA cannot be dissolved. So they struck down these attempts by the New York Attorney General to dissolve this 150-year-old organization. So it failed. In Ohio, there's a constitutional carry bill going to the governor's desk, allowing people in Ohio with a license to carry concealed weapons. That's a big deal.
Yep.
Let's see. Hey, Colorado. Now, they did a report on and recap bear activity for 2021. And I was surprised at these numbers, really. In 2021, in Colorado, 66 were euthanized, 51 were relocated. The year before, in 2020, 158 were euthanized and 118 relocated. So when you talk about bears being euthanized, this is a situation where they have caused severe damage, hurt somebody, they don't belong there, and they can't be recovered, so they put them down.
Is there a catalyst for bad bear behavior, i.e., drought, causing these bears to come out of their normal range and get into urban environments?
Well, you have to believe that. It's both, Don. It's urbanization of their territory and the loss of water and food, if you will, live animals that are causing these bears to come down. You know, we saw them up in Estes Park. They have no qualms about coming down into the city of Estes Park. None at all.
Nope, they call that the Yogi Bear syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had one encounter with one, so I am aware. Let's put it that way. In Utah, the Department of Wildlife wants information after 3 deer were killed and left the waste up in Carbon County. So there's information there to, if you know anything about it all, to give them a call. And one last interesting thing. This came out of a study, and actually this was over in Europe, University of Barcelona, that plastic pollution contributes to the spread of invasive species. Now, the more I thought about that, the more I thought, a lot of this plastic is floating in from Japan, where they had the nuclear, shutdown.
Yeah.
And things like that they're finding some small eggs attached to this plastic, and they've never seen this before. So plastic's a problem. At any rate, some cool weapons showing up as well.
Nice.
There's one called a Sidewinder weapon-mounted game call. I would imagine it will fit just about any rifle. A new holster made by Moe, tactical holster. That's kind of cool. And the one I thought was really nice was it's Springfield Armory's new Hellcat Pro. It has got a light sight, and they found it to be just the perfect fit for a hand. So it's got all the characteristics that you need. You know, your light, your red dot, and all that stuff.
Yeah, one thing to note on that particular, I recommended that to my insurance guy, Jim, this past Monday. The Hellcat in a 9mm is a 15-round double stack. So what you make up for in size of lead you're sending downrange, you make up for it in quantity of fire downrange. So, I mean, two schools of thought. So, yeah.
You bet. Well, that's it, Don.
Okay, Jared Stubbs will be in studio from 33rd Parallel Defense, and I know that's his personal carry, and we'll have him comment on that particular. Yeah, I'm a Springfield Armory fan. I'm carrying an MP 45 auto myself, subcompact. It's a hell of a gun. So anyway, yeah. Hey, that's it for the newsletter. Great job, guys. Sign up for the newsletter, huntingfishing.com.